welcome to my YouTube channel, Dajah Nicole. So in today's video I will be doing my January wrap up and February TBR. This video is like a week late, but it's going to be posted this Friday. I know that for a fact, which is Valentine's Day. So shout out to the single girlies out there when this video is posted this Friday. But I just have been so busy with work. I have been stressful, unmotivated to do any reading or to do any content. But a few days ago I did some content for TikTok and Instagram Reels, so I was like, let's just get back into YouTube. I will be also posting YouTube Shorts as well, so yeah. But I will be doing a February TBR and a January wrap up. I might even do a mini book haul because I was gonna do this in a TikTok, but I was like, why not just do this in a video? Because why not? So this is just going to be a little bookish type sit down video. So I might actually do the book haul first before I get into my January wrap up and my February TBR. But before I start this video, besties, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, this Friday when I post this video, I will be announcing the winner to this. So a few people have joined, so I will be announcing it because I did extend it and I don't feel like extending it any longer. But yeah, so there will be one lucky winner who will be winning this basket. But before we get into this video, again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to do the book haul first because I feel like I want to do this book unboxing actually for y'all on YouTube and then TikTok, even though it's my book of the month box. And I usually do that for TikTok and stuff, but I think I'm gonna do that for YouTube because I have like 2 unboxings that I want to do and already did, and I have to edit them. So we're gonna do that right now, and then we're gonna get into my little TBR and my wrap up from last month and TBR for this month. And I think I can actually read all these books for this month, even though this month is the shortest month of the year. But let's just get into this little unboxing and then the wrap up and the TBR. Okay, besties, so I have this big box that I got from Book of the Month, and if y'all know, I love Book of the Month. If you follow me on social media, you know I always do unboxing on there, but I haven't really done or show y'all an unboxing here on YouTube. So we're gonna do it in this video. So I'm going to unbox this. I think I got like 4 or 5 books plus a tote bag because I'm a Book of a Month bestie. So yeah, so hold on. So I got this box open, and as you can see, like I said I am a Book of the Month bestie. So if you don't know what Book of the Month is, basically a book subscription. It just depends on what you get. I pay like $19 every month. It's actually $18 and some change, and I have been a Book of the Month member since last year. So first thing in this box is a Book of the Month tote bag. So that's the front, and then this is the back. And I love my tote bag, so this is like so cute. Plus it has like a little pocket in the front for like books. And then I have a red bookmark, and I love using bookmarks, as y'all know. And it says BFF on the back. And yeah, so this is like what you get when you become a BFF. You get the BFF status of Book of the Month, so that's that. Then I got February's book, which is one of the books that they had for the month of February, and this is called First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. So I just really like how it's like a Valentine's themed cover. It's pink and it's, you know, it's a romance story. According to, it says right here, welcome to the Heartstring Baltimore Romance Hotline. So I cannot wait to read this. I am planning to probably read this some point this year or maybe next year, around this time of the year. So yeah. Then I got The Blue Sisters. So this was September of last year books, and I was gonna get this in September, but I think I got another book, and I have heard good reviews on this book, so I cannot wait to read this. And this is by Coco Mellor. So yes. And then another book I got is called You Between the Lines by Katie Naymoon, and this is a add-on that they added on Book of the Month. So I'm thinking this is a romance book, and I can't wait to read it. The cover kind of like appealed me, so yeah. And then the last book I got, actually no, I got another book, so I did get 5 books. So second to last book that I got is called The Heartless Hunter by Kristen. I'm not even gonna butcher her last name, but this was February of last year Book of the Month pick, and I almost got this book too, but the book that I got in February of last year was A Fate in Blood, because I remember I was choosing from that book and this book, and I got that book. But I have heard good reviews on this book, and the reason why I got this book is literally last week of January, before I was literally the last day of January, I was watching a booktuber, and she was reviewing this book and how she read this book like months ago, and she says it's a good book. So this is called The Heartless Hunter, and I have but I have heard good reviews on this book, especially on BookTube, because I'm more on BookTube now, but I am planning to do book talk stuff, and stay tuned for that, because I do have a book talk and I do have an author talk and book Instagram and book author page. So I would like put all my social medias in the description box down below. But I have heard good things about this book, and I cannot wait to read it. And soon I will need another book cart, because I have so many books on my book cart, and soon I'm going to find somewhere to put a bookshelf in my room, because it's ridiculous. But or I might just have like 5 book carts in my room. Yeah, 5, but that's just me. Now the last book that I got from Book of the Month is called Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. So I have heard so many good reviews on this book, and I got it. I think I saw this in my library when I was still in college, and I almost got it, but I never really checked it out. So I can't wait to read this book. I heard it's a good book, plus it's in a trilogy. I think there's like 2 more books in this series, because this book is part of a series. But I have heard nothing but positive reviews on this book, and I can't wait to read it. So that is it for my book of the haul, book of the month haul, I should say. I have gotten 5 books from them. 5 books from Book of the Month, and yeah, and I'm not complaining, because books make me happy in a way, and I love reading, and that's the truth. But this is my haul from Book of the Month, and let's just get okay. Like I was saying, this is my Book of the Month haul, And let's just get into my January wrap up and February TBR besties. So besties, so I have read a total of 8 books in the month of January. Only finished like 1 or 2 in the beginning week or the first couple of days in February, and I will tell you what those books are. But I read enough in the month of January, and we're going to go through all of my ratings of the books that I read in January, and all my ratings are based on my opinion, and all of my reviews is based on my opinion. You might think otherwise, and that is okay, but let's just get into my rating. So I'm gonna go to my Goodreads because I don't remember what I rate my books on Kindle, and I read like 2 or 3 books on my Kindle when I wanted to read 4, but I read 2 or 3. The first book I read on my Kindle is called Love Not Qualified by Maeve Hazel, and I rated that book a 4-star rating on Goodreads, and on my personal scale I would say a 4.2 star rating. And the reason why I say that is because it was slow burn, and I like slow burn books. I love slow burn romance, but it just didn't really caught my eye as much. Like, it really was like a drag onto a slow burn, because I follow the author on TikTok and her hyping up this book and, you know, putting the lines and this and that, and it's just like I kind of expected more. I almost did give it a 3 stars. I think I did give it 3 stars, and then I changed it to a 4-star just because I did like how it ended, but I just didn't like it at all, and I was kind of confused because it was like extra characters in it, and it was just like, okay. But it is a good book. I think you can get some laughter out of it. In my opinion, I got like a little like haha moments in the book, but I give it a 4-star rating on Goodreads. The next book that I read on my Kindle is called The Ritual by Shantel Tessier, and I gave this book a 3-star rating. So it's a college dark romance. Okay, now dark romance is not for everyone, and this book is not for me, and I got all the other books on my Kindle because I do want to actually complete the series, and this is the first book out of like I think a 5 or 6 book series, so I got all the books on my Kindle. But I was kind of not liking the book. I almost DNF'd the book. It was very, very cringe-worthy in a way. You know, a lot of people don't like dark romance because it is cringy when you read it, and it has a lot of questionable things in the book. And as someone who been through something that it talks about in the book, I was kind of very triggered in a way, so that's why I gave it a 3-star rating. It was almost about to get a 2-star rating in my opinion, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I don't think I will like the rest of the series, just because if that is that, I'm not even going to say, but if that is that in the book, in the first book, I wonder how the other books are going to be like. But I give it a 3-star rating on Goodreads. It has about almost a 4-star rating on Goodreads, but it's very trigger warning, and I hate that in the beginning of the book it doesn't really have a trigger warning. So just so you know, if you read The Ritual, it is a triggered warning. There's a lot of triggers in it, and I will literally put the triggers on the screen. But though, yeah, it had a lot of triggers in there, and it will make you uncomfortable, but I kind of liked it. But like the spice level was there. It was a lot. It was very a lot. And those scenes, there were some scenes that I did actually read and read, and really caught my attention to the point it wasn't a 2-star book for me. It was a 3-star book, but it couldn't make it a 4-star book because the amount of triggers and the things that it talked about in the book. But yeah, I think I did highlighted some. Yeah, I had like 2 things in this book. So like, yeah, I like highlighted like 2 things, and I'm trying to like get to my highlights. So like in like 21% of the book, it says like, I'm just gonna put these highlights on the screen because I don't feel like saying them out loud. But here's the first highlight, and then I'm gonna put the second highlight after, just on the screen. But yes, those were like the highlights. But like I said, it has a lot of triggers, and I wish the book introduced them, you know, before you read into the book. Is it just let you know this book has something that deals with this and that. Because the books that I read, one of the books that I read in January actually had a trigger warning, and this book did not have a trigger warning. So yeah. Now the next book that I read on my Kindle is called Pretend For Me. So I almost rated this book a 3-star rating, and the reason why I almost rated a 3-star rating but I rated a 4-star rating on Goodreads, just because I like how it ended, and it kind of like ended in a good way. I just didn't like how it was slow for me. I just couldn't really get into the book as I wanted to, and I actually have an interview on my podcast that I haven't been posting on. So the latest episode of my podcast, I have an interview with this author, and how she talks about the book. It's good. It's a good book. You know, authors always like to, you know, say to people who haven't read their book that it is a good book, and in my opinion it is a good book. That's why I got 4 stars. But it was really a slow burn for me, and a slow beginning, to the point that I almost DNF'd it, because I'm kind of lost in this book, and I am getting bored because it's like it's not going anywhere. But then when you continue to read it, it does go somewhere, and that's why it got the rating that it got. So yeah, now we're going to go into my January physical TBR. But before I get into that, I want to show y'all my Kindle case. So I will actually post a TikTok of this soon, but I got some new Kindle stickers, and this is what it looks like. And then I have a little sunny angel right here on my Kindle. I do have another sunny angel on my alarm clock. I am like very obsessed with those now. It's like they just they're very cute. So I'm planning to get more. Oh yeah, and then this is one of my February TBR, so I will be talking about in a few. But let's just get into my January wrap up. So the first book I read was Honey by Isabel, Banta. I rate this book a 4-star rating on Goodreads, and I actually like it. It's about a rising pop star, and I could not put this book down when I just, you know, especially when she's writing like letters and emails and this and that. It was actually kind of interesting. But I rate this book a 4-star rating, and it really just starts from like the 80s when she was young, and she's a Cancer. So I kind of can relate to the character, not just because she's also a Cancer like me, but because she has big dreams, and she actually follows up on her big dreams. And yeah, so this book got a 4-star rating on Goodreads. Next book I got, or read I would say, it's Wild Love by Elsie Silvers. Thanks to Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram, the book community, I have actually read this book, and I am planning to read the second book this month. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And I already pre-ordered book 3 already, that is coming in March. So yeah, but I love this book. It's a country romance, you know, cowboy country, you know, romance. And she is from a small town. She is, you know, trying to balance life, and then he's a single father. So it's a small town country cowboy single father trope, which I actually like. Sometimes some people like the single father trope, and some people don't like the single father trope. But I could not put this book down, and I can't wait to read the second book. But I rated this book a 5-star rating on Goodreads, and that is still my rating if I have to reread this book again. Will I reread this book again? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe in a few years. But I really loved YOU Love, and yeah. The next book I got, well, I need to stop saying got, but the next book I read in the month of January, and I'm just going down the stack, is Icebreaker. I rated this book a 3-star rating, okay? And I kind of knew just hearing reviews on this book, and when I think I told you on the AI, like ChatGPT picks my books, I mentioned how a lot of people have a lot of like mixed feelings about this book because of, one, the spice level, how cringy it is, and that's me. It's very cringeworthy, and it's very to the point that I almost did not want to finish this book, and I just wanted to actually finish the book but hurry up to finish the book. So I gave this book a 3-star rating, and almost actually got a 2-star rating, to be honest, because it really made me gag a little, but not in a good way. Actually it made me gagged in a bad way. So Icebreaker is a 3-star for me, and I think a lot of people can agree with me on that. The next book I read, second to last book I read, that's on my physical TBR in January, is Hooked. So I rated this a 4-star rating. It's a dark romance Captain Hook story, basically, because it's basically like this author's own version of Captain Hook, because he is the main character, and I gave it a 4-star rating. It really got me hooked, and I loved it, and there was a lot of moments that I gagged. I read the page, I read the line, and because I'm someone who don't really mark my books, because I just, you know, one day if I had a daughter, I want to give her all these books one day, you know, or I want to reread the books, or I want to sell the books in like somewhat a good condition. But I could not put this book down, and I like it, so yeah. Now the last book that's on my January TBR that I read, so in my January wrap-up that was on my January TBR, is Haunting Adeline. So I am planning to take a break. I think I will read the second book this spring, but I gave this book a 4-star. This is a big book, but I gave this book a 4-star, and I loved it. Like I say, with spicy romance, it just depends on how the author makes the characters, makes the season, how they write it. The reason why I gave this a 4-star rating, and I rate the other book that was also like dark and spicy romance a 3-star rating, is just because I didn't really get cringe a lot from this book. I actually imagined myself in this book. We shouldn't be saying that out loud, we should be talking about that, but I did, and that's why the manipulator, I love that character. I really do like that character, and I love this book. And you know what's so funny, I hear a lot of bad reviews on these two books, like on Book Talk and Bookstagram, but I love them. I love this. I love both of those books, and that's why they have the star rating that they have. So yeah. Now let's get into my February TBR. So we're gonna go, I think I'm gonna read 3 books on my Kindle and then 8 books on my physical TBR. So the first book that I'm reading that I was supposed to be finishing in January but I didn't, and I'm moving on into February, is If He Had Been With Me. I am reading it. I read it. I'm reading it at the moment, and I'm
not DNF it, but I don't want to DNF it because I hate when I don't want to DNF a book. That's just me. I just wouldn't want to DNF a book, and I want to give a book a try. But
so far that is my review on that book, because it's just like you know, so I'm like getting into it, but I need to really maybe take some time to get into the book. So hopefully maybe some point tomorrow before work, Friday, I don't know, when Thursday, whatever, some point this week or something when I don't have work, or whenever my next day off is, I will get into that book. And then the next book that I'm reading that's on my Kindle is called Capture the Moment by Ziye Taylor. So I'm actually liking the book so far. It's a sports romance, it's a hockey romance, and I'm actually liking the book so far, even though
that's what I read, a hockey romance, and I did not appreciate that book at all.
But so far I am liking that book, and I hope I give it at least a good rating. And then one of the last books that I do want to read that's on my Kindle, because I'm looking on my Kindle right now, I want to read, because hold up, 1,000 Boys Kisses. I have heard good and bad things about those, like that book. I have heard good things and I have heard bad things, so a little bit of mixed feelings on that book. Some people said that book actually made them cry, so I actually would love to read a book that can make me cry and just like cry truthfully tears. So yeah, so let's just get into my February physical TBR. First, one of the books that I want to read in February in this month is Scarred. This is the second book in the Never After series. So this is what the cover looks like. So hopefully I can get into this book, and if I like the first book, I know I would like the second book. But y'all know I have read series that I maybe didn't like 1 or 2 books of the whole series. So when this month ends, y'all will know what I rate this book. The next book I am reading this month is Wild Eyes, the second book of this Rose Hill series by Elsie. So I cannot wait to read it. I love the first one. I gave that a 5-star. I think I'm gonna like this. And when the third book comes out in March 3rd, I know exactly what I'm gonna rate that book to. The next book I will be reading in the month of February in this month is Twisted Love. This is from the Twisted series, and it took me a while to actually get started with this series just because I always had it on my wish list. I just never got it. So I have heard good things about Huang book, and her books are just very like amazing, and I have the whole series. I have this whole series, so I cannot wait to get it. And I actually listened to Twisted Lies on an audiobook. I didn't finish it, but I listened to some of it in an audiobook, and I just say if I'm liking the last book by just listening to it, I know I'm going to like this one. So yeah, I think I'm gonna like this series. I really think I am, because a lot of people are liking this series, and I think this series, the whole book series, book 1 to book 4, is actually becoming a Netflix series soon, and I want to finish this series, or at least get started of the series before that happens. Next book that I was supposed to read at some point last year in November, I'm going to read this month, is Boyfriend by Freida McFadden. I have heard that she writes so many good books that if you like a little like mystery type books, you should read hers, or like thriller mystery. So I cannot wait to read this book and actually get into the book, then getting into the book but not having time to read the book. And then the last book that I will be reading in the month of February is P.S. I Hate You by Laura Nowlin. So it's basically about two exes, 8 destinations, and they will travel. What I've heard is that one of their friends or their friend died, and they're just doing something to fulfill their wishes together, even though they are not together anymore. So yeah, they're just basically helping someone's dream come true even though they're no longer there. But this is the last book that hopefully I can get into and read in this month, because this is going to be an interesting month to read. So hold on, we're gonna close on this video. So besties, hopefully I actually can go through with my TBR for this month, even though I'm posting this video mid-month and we only have like 2 weeks in the month of February. But hopefully I can, because I like reading and I shouldn't let something stop me from doing something that I love. And I love making videos for you guys, so I'm so sorry that I haven't been posting. I just been stressed is the word I can say. Stressed, busy with work and all, you know. But hopefully after this video is posted, y'all get more videos on a daily basis, on the Fridays and Sundays, on my normal schedule. So I really do hope that you like this video, besties. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have read any of these books, please let me know, what did you rate them in your opinions on those books, even if it's from my January TBR wrap up or my books I will be reading soon, actually tonight, because we're going to do that. But yeah, and if you haven't checked out Book of the Month, even though this is not a sponsored video, hopefully one day I will be sponsored by Book of the Month. Hopefully. But check out Book of the Month, because like I said, if you love books, you should definitely check them out. I feel like you can get a bunch of books for a good like price. Then you go into a bookstore or Amazon and getting like 5 books. So yeah, like 5 books from a bookstore is like over $100. I got 5 books for like under $100. So yeah. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, besties. And we're about to go on our normal scheduled program of posting every Friday and Sunday. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Love y'all and bye.